Testing mic check. Hello, we should be live. Okay, we are back live here, and hopefully things will be with better working function. Had some technical issues, so Doug Greenwald with you here on YouTube Live. All right, well, we welcome you back here on YouTube Live, and we apologize. We've had some technical difficulties, and it's what happens sometimes when we try and function off of whether it be wireless or other activities. So we will try and catch you up to date on everything that you might have missed. Well, we're trying to catch all of you up here on YouTube Live here. All right. Hopefully that you are all reconnected here. It is 3-1 Yolo as we are in the top half of the sixth inning. I know we've had some issues with our technical stuff here, and we're trying to get you all caught up to date. I think we last left you in the top of the fifth inning for Yolo. Braylon Skinner, the center fielder, grounded to third. The shortstop, Braylon Marine, tripled to right. He then scored on a sacrifice fly by second baseman Bobby Leday. The designated hitter, Jose Gonzalez, singled to left. First baseman Alejandro Figueiredo singled to center, and then Justin Kirby hit into a force play, 5 unassisted. Then in the bottom half of the fifth inning for Idaho Falls, Zaid Walker against Yolo's Dawson Lane, he walked. Then Noah Gent ended up walking. The first two batters walked. Walker stole third, and then after that, Brandon Boning pinch ran for Gent at first base. Bohning. So Boning went in to pinch run. Then it was the catcher, Craig Corliss. He grounded out to the second baseman in Leday. Walker scored. Corliss got an RBI. Boning went to second, and that made it 3-1 Yolo. Theo Hardy grounded out to third base for the second out, and then there was the top of the Idaho Falls order for the right fielder Kevin Johnson, and he popped out to shortstop. So in that inning, it was 1 run on no hits, so there were no errors, and 1 left. So at the end of At the end of 5 innings, it was 3-1 Yolo. Then in the top half of the 6th inning for Yolo. Meanwhile, Boning stayed in the game to play second base for Gent. Then in the 6th inning, Tanner Smith of Yolo walked. Kirkland Banks struck out looking for the first out against Nauman, who was still in there. Mason Minzy flied out to center. And then it was the top of the Yellow order for the 4th time for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. And he grounded out to second base. So Yolo in the 6th, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 left. So going on now to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It is 3-1 in favor of Yolo. So bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Yolo. Hopefully all of you were able to catch up from there. And the first pitch on the way from Dawson Lane to Tyler Wyatt is inside, ball 1. The count's actually 1 ball and 1 strike. So hopefully that catches you up. 3-1 Yolo. And the pitch to Wyatt is swung on and skied softly to left field. Kirby in a few steps, and the left fielder, Justin Kirby, makes the catch. So 1 up and 1 down. So it's Wyatt, Rogers, and Barrera. Two, 3, and 4 to face Dawson Lane. And a 3-1 lead in favor of Yolo as Lane delivers a breaking pitch to Rogers for a strike on the inside corner. And the count's at no balls and a strike. Rogers is 0 for 2, and he swings here and flies this one to left. Should be another opportunity for Kirby moving to his right, and he'll cross the line, and in fair territory, he makes the catch. So back-to-back fly ball outs to the left fielder Kirby, both kind of different fly balls, but F7 regardless. 2 away. Again, Idaho Falls still only 1 hit. 3-1 Yolo. Bottom half of the 6th. 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Yolo. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for Idaho Falls. Now Brett Barrera comes up. He is 1 for 2, and the pitch to Barrera from Dawson Lane, inside, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes to Barrera with Roberto Gonzalez on deck. Lane again working exclusively out of the set, and Barrera swings and rips one down the left field side. Fair ball. That's going to go all the way to the base of the wall. Kirby will go now back of the Yolo bullpen to pick up the ball with his bare right hand, and Brett Barrera will cruise in the second base. And he has a 1-out or a 2-out stand-up double. Now, of course, I know I jinxed it. I had said that Idaho Falls only had 1 hit through the first 5 2/3 innings. And hit number 2 now for Idaho Falls. Yolo up 3-1. Bottom of the 6th, and now it's Roberto Gonzalez who comes up. And he is 0 for 2. As Lane looks back at second base, Barrera leads there. And the pitch, and that's low outside, ball 1. Now the count's at 1 ball and no strikes. 3-1 Yolo. And the pitch is in the dirt, and it kicks away from the catcher Minzy over toward the Idaho Falls third base dugout. Minzy has to go retrieve the ball, and up to third base goes Barrera. So now a runner at third with 2 out. Bottom of the 6th inning. 3-1 High Wheelers lead the Chukars. A tough break there for the High Wheelers. Well, we'll see if it turns out to be a tough break. Not a big difference with 2 out with a runner at third or a runner at second, but now this might take away Lane's ability to throw a breaking pitch, although he comes back with 1 there and a swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Gonzalez. And the count's at 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count to Roberto Gonzalez as Lane delivers and Gonzalez swings and he chops this one to the right side. First baseman Figueiredo up with it, flips to the pitcher. Lane covering just ahead of Gonzalez to conclude the 6th. So 3-1 on the play there. And Idaho Falls does not score in this inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the 7th inning. Stays 3-1. Yolo out in front over Idaho Falls on YouTube Live. Inning number 7 from Idaho Falls. It is 3-1. Yolo out in front. The new pitcher for Idaho Falls is Tyler Dyball, capital D-Y-B-A-L-L. Tyler Dyball, who comes on to do the pitching. We'll tell you more about him in a moment. Pitching line on Tyler Nauman. So from one Tyler to the other, Tyler Nauman, 6 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs all earned. He walked 3. And struck out 4. So now Tyler Dyball, 6'2", 185-pound right-handed pitcher, faces Braylon Marine to lead it off. And the first pitch to Marine, who's got 3 hits tonight. And Braylon takes a strike on the outside corner. And the count is a no balls and 1 strike. Marine, Lede, and Gonzalez to face Dyball. And Marine mentioned 3 for 3, 2 singles, a triple, 2 runs scored. And he looks outside for a ball. Now the count's a 1 ball and 1 strike. Marine has scored twice. 3-1 Yolo, top of the 7th. Dyball delivers, and Marine a big swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dyball just signed by Idaho Falls. This is just his 2nd outing ever in professional baseball. So no wins and no losses so far for Dyball, who has 1 strikeout. As the pitch on the way to Marine, up and away for a ball. Counts at 2-1. Dyball, because of the pandemic, was able to play an extra year at Hawaii. I mean, the first year was the pandemic, so only 2 games from them. But then a member of the Rainbow staff much of the way. The next few years, the pitch on the way outside for a ball. Count is at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Dyball this year at the University of Hawaii was 1-0, 14 games all out of the bullpen, exclusively a reliever with Hawaii during his 4+ seasons there. The kick and the pitch, and Marine swings, and he grounds this one towards second. Sliding stop to his right by Boning, gets up, and he throws to Barrera at first, and Marine is out. First time tonight, Marine has been retired, so 1 up, 1 down. Top of the 7th inning. It is Yolo 3 and Idaho Falls 1. And now it's the second baseman and Bobby Leday who comes up. He is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. 3-1 Yolo. Top of the 7th, and Dibel's pitch, and Leday takes outside, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes from Tyler Dibel out of the University of Hawaii. Imagine that'd be a lot of fun to go to school there. As the pitch is outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. To Leday. Dibel grew up in Honolulu. Went to Kaiser High School over on the islands. Leday, who did not grow up in Honolulu, waits. And Dibel's pitch. And that swung on and popped up foul right side. Counts of 2 balls and 1 strike with a 3-1 lead for the Yolo High Wheelers. Top of the 7th. Yeah, Dibel, Kaiser High School there, so pretty easy for him to, I guess, just stay home. I mean, why would you want to leave? I mean, other than to go pursue a professional baseball career, which you can't really do in Hawaii. But why else would you want to leave? The 2-1 pitch up and away, ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike to count. His parents, Jennifer and Peter Dibel, originally from Eugene, both played sports at UC Santa Barbara. His mom pitched for the Gauchos softball. His dad pitched for the Gauchos baseball. But I guess they eventually settled in Honolulu. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Dibel delivers, and Marine swings, and he chops this one toward short. To his left, Hardy up with the baseball, and he'll throw to Barrera at first. And Leday is out. 2 up and 2 down. We're in the top of the 7th inning. It's Yolo 3 and Idaho Falls 1. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. Mostly on YouTube Live. I have to ask Jerome Williams if he knows Dibel at all, if they've caught up. Of course, Jerome, the Yolo pitching coach who grew up near Honolulu in Waipahu. So now it's Jose Gonzalez, and he swings and misses at a fastball, strike 1. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike to Gonzalez. 1 for 2, single and a walk. Dibel ready to go, delivers, and Jose is swinging and misses at a breaking ball. And the count is now at no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count to Gonzalez with Figueiredo on deck. 3-1 Yolo. Top of the 7th. And the no ball, 2 strike pitch, and that's in the dirt ball, 1 waste pitch there from Dibel. The 1 ball and 2 strikes. To the count. 3-1 Yolo, and Gonzalez swings here, and a ground ball to second base, right at Boning up with the baseball, and he'll throw to Barrera at first. And Gonzalez is out, and Dibel in a second pro outing, a 1-2-3 7th. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Stretch time as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is the Yolo High Wheelers 3 and the Idaho Falls Chukars 1, and now it's time for Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Introducing the English test designed for you. Convenient, fast, affordable.
out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Stretch time from Idaho Falls, Idaho, as we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And the Yolo High Wheelers have a 3-1 lead. And the new pitcher for Yolo is the right-hander, J.C. Ariza. So Dawson Lane, good outing for him here this evening. 6 innings, allowed 2 hits, 1 run earned. He walked 3, struck out 4, and offered a wild pitch. So the 2 hits allowed by Lane, it's the fewest hits allowed by a Yolo starter this season, at least a starter who went more than, we'll say, at least 5 innings. So J.C. Ariza comes on to do the pitching. Zaid Walker leads it off. It'll be Walker, Boning, and Corliss. The first pitch from Ariza to Walker, swing and a miss, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Walker 0 for 1, a walk and a run scored. Ariza, great pants up to his knees, out of the windup and the pitch, and Walker swing and a miss, strike 2. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yolo 3 and Idaho Falls 1. Here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. As Ariza get to him in a moment, peers into the catcher Minzy. Native of New Jersey, J.C. Ariza deals, and Walker swings, and he drives this one into left field, a base hit. To his right to grab the ball, Kirby, and the left fielder gets the ball in towards second. And just like that, the leadoff man is on. Here in the bottom half of the 7th inning, that is hit number 3 now for Idaho Falls, and now Boning will come to the plate to face Ariza. Ariza, capital A-R-I-Z-A, 6'5", 235 pounds. Now Boning is swinging a miss at a fastball, strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. 3rd outing back off the disabled list for Ariza, who missed about 10 days because of a bicep issue, which he suffered as a starting pitcher in Oakland. As the pitch on the way to Boning, and he swings and he flies this one high and deep toward left field. This ball is going, and it is gone! A 2-run homer for Brandon Boning, and so much for Yolo cruising right along tonight. Just like that, we are tied at 3. So Brandon Boning, who came on in the bottom half of the 5th inning as a pinch runner, ends up staying in the game and delivering a game-tying 2-run homer. So much for Dawson Lane's outing tonight. He will get a no decision. And just like this, it is 3-3 now here in the 7th inning. A home run for Brandon Boning. And now it's Corliss, and he takes low ball 1. And the count's of 1 ball. And no strikes. So Boning, who played his college baseball at Cal State Northridge, now known as C-Sun, his 5th homer, RBIs 18 and 19. Now Corliss is swinging a tapper foul up along 3rd, strike 1. And the count said 1 ball and 1 strike. So Ariza, who had come back from the injured list, mentioned had been in 2 relief outings this year and had 2 1/3 scoreless innings as such, but not going to be the case tonight as it's 3-3. And the pitch to Corliss, swing and a miss. Strike 2. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Tyler Nauman, the Idaho Falls starter, cannot lose this one, and Dawson Lane, the Yolo starter, cannot win this one. Ariza 3/4 windup and the 1-2 pitch, low ball 2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to the New Englander and Corliss. 3-3, bottom of the 7th. The windup and the pitch, and Corliss takes strike 3 called. Breaking ball in the outer half of the plate, and just like that. I don't say just like that. Took a few pitches, but he is out. So 1 down. And now it's Theo Hardy who comes up for the 3rd time. He is 0 for 2. Yolo 3, Idaho Falls 3. Bottom of the 7th, and Ariza 3/4 windup and the pitch to Hardy, and that swung on and grounded past the second baseman Marine, second baseman Leday, and onto the right field, a base hit for Theo Hardy. Right fielder Smith up with the ball, gets it in towards second, and Hardy has his first hit tonight, 3rd hit now against Ariza this evening. And now for the 4th time tonight, Idaho Falls is going to go the top of its order, but instead of Kevin Johnson, we're going to see a pinch hitter, a guy we saw last night in Nick Iantone. He will come up and pinch hit and more than likely stay in the game to play right field. So Nick Iantone to bat here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. It is 3-3 Yolo and Idaho Falls. So Iantone to bat. Last night he was 2 for 4, a single, a double, and 2 runs scored for the Chicago area product who went to college at East Tennessee State. Nick Iantone just signed by Idaho Falls. We mentioned East Tennessee State. That's where the second baseman who started tonight in Noah Gent went to school. So he and Iantone pretty much signed this year out of East Tennessee State. I guess I would have seen both those players play this year. I was actually at an East Tennessee State baseball game. They played at Virginia Tech. That's where the game was. It was in Blacksburg, Virginia. But anyway, now we see him here professionally. So Iantone at the plate. Bottom of the 7th inning. Yolo 3. Idaho Falls 3. And Ariza delivers, and apparently no pitch. A time was called, and Ariza is going to be called for a balk. He is called for a balk. I don't know what happened. Did he, looking at the replay here, I guess he didn't really come set. You know, you're supposed to stop. You can come set high, you can come set at the waist, doesn't matter, but I think he just didn't really come set. And a balk was called, and now that moves Hardy to second base as the possible go-ahead run. So it was once 3-0 Yolo. It's now 3-3, and the possible go-ahead run at second base. Count to Iantone is at 1-0, and he takes in the dirt for a ball, and that's ball 2. So 2 balls and no strikes now to Nick Iantone. In the bottom half of the 7th. 3-3. Runner at second base, Hardy. 1 ball, no strikes the count. And Ariza delivers, and Iantone takes, and that's down the middle, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Iantone, this past season with East Tennessee State, with the Buccaneers, an all second-team Southern Conference player. Nick Iatone, who swings here, and he hits this one towards second. And a low line drive. They're going to call that a catch by Leday, and an easy toss over to the shortstop Hardy. That's a double play, or the shortstop Marine, as Hardy is doubled off. A low line drive. I had to wait for the third base umpire, Cody Cornett, to make the call that it was called in the air. He was the umpire closest. Low line drive. Leday went down to his knees, and it was caught in the air. And the runner at second, Hardy, doubled off. And that completes the seventh inning. Line drive double play goes 4-6. The second baseman, Leday, to the shortstop, Marine. But the damage done. 2-run homer by Boning ties it. 2 runs, 3 hits. There were no errors. And nobody left. We go to the eighth. It's 3-3. Yolo and Idaho Falls on YouTube Live. Moving on to the eighth inning, so this becomes a 2-inning ball game. It's Yolo 3 and Idaho Falls 3. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live. And Tyler Dybel, who came on last inning, pitched a perfect seventh, kept it at 3-1 Yolo, and now works in a tie game as Alejandro Figueiredo to lead it off. Nick Iatone stays in the game to play right field after he pinch hit last inning. First pitch to Figueiredo is outside, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Iatone in right field. Figueiredo, Kirby, and Smith, 5, 6, 7. And the pitch, and that's inside for a ball. And the count moves now to 2 balls and no strikes. Yolo 3 and Idaho Falls 3. Top half of the eighth inning. Figueiredo 2 for 2, a couple of singles, an RBI, and a walk. As Iatone, first base side of the rubber, Dybel, first base side of the rubber, delivers, and Figueiredo swings, fly ball right field. Iatone over a few steps to his right, and he makes the catch. Never fails. I mean, absolutely unbelievable. Iatone, and I realize he wasn't literally put in for defensive purposes. He stayed in the game after pinch hitting, but the first time out there tonight, first batter, well, he's out there defensively. And, of course, the first batter flies to right. So Figueiredo retired for the first time, 1 down. And now it's Kirby. He's 0 for 3. 3-3. Top of the eighth inning. Yolo and Idaho Falls. And the pitch from Dybel. Keep saying Iatone. Thinking Iatone on my mind. And Kirby takes a strike on the outside corner. No balls and a strike. So 4 in a row set down by Dybel. 3-3. And the pitch to Kirby, and that is low for a ball. And the count moves now to 1 ball and 1 strike. So Dawson Lane still will be without a win through now 5 starts this year. Definitely pitched well enough to win. But Idaho Falls tied it as Kirby takes up an away ball 2. And the count moves now to 2 balls and 1 strike to Kirby, who tied the game last night with a 2-out 9th inning single. 3-3 right here, top of the eighth. The kick and the pitch, and Kirby swings and he pops this one up first base side. We'll see if it's playable, and unable to get to the ball is the first baseman Barrera down the right field side. The Idaho Falls bullpen all sitting down by a party area down the right field way, all had to scatter. And the count to Kirby moves now to 2 balls and 1 strike. Facing Tyler Dybel. They're on a very nice night for weather here in Idaho Falls. This is one of these towns where it gets real hot in the summer and just real cold in the winter. There's not really like much of a change of season here. It goes really from one to the other as Kirby takes outside for a ball. I mean, it's 80 degrees right now. It was about 85 roughly at game time. Count the Kirby's at 3-2. 3-3, top of the 8th. And Dybel delivers, and Kirby swings and chops this one toward the second base bag. To his left is Hardy, spins around and throws to Barrera at first in time to get Kirby. So 2 down now in the top half of the 8th inning. It is 3-3, Yolo and Idaho Falls. Nice play there by the shortstop, Theo Hardy. A couple of big bounces, and then he had to move and actually threw that ball from the lip of the outfield grass to Barrera at first. So 2 down, and now it's Tanner Smith who will come to the plate. Tanner is 1 for 3 tonight. And they're 0 for 2 tonight. The pitch swung on, and that's looped down the left field line. Long run for Walker to his right. Can't get it. The ball lands fair. Now the ball kicks in the foul ground back of the Yellow bullpen. Up with the ball is Zaid Walker. Gets the ball in toward third. And Tanner Smith is now 1 for 3 tonight with a double. I was reading Kirkland Banks' column, but Tanner Smith has a 2-out double to left, so he's got good speed. Of course, he'll be off on contact. 3-3 here in the 8th inning. Doug Greenwald with you on YouTube Live. And now it's Kirkland Banks' turn. That's the 4th extra base hit tonight for Yolo. Skinner, Banks, Smith all with doubles, and Marine's got a triple. So 3-3 here in the visitors' half of the 8th inning. Catcher Corliss goes out to talk to Dybel. I know we still have a little bit of time, but here we are fairly late in the game now. Not fairly late, we are late in the game. Could we be in for another knockout round tonight? I know the High Wheelers are hoping that's not the case. They're 0-3 in knockout rounds this year. So now it's Banks and the pitch. That's way outside, and that's going to go to the backstop. A wild pitch moves Smith to third. The catcher Corliss, with all that gear on, has to hustle to the screen to pick up the baseball. So charged Dybel with a wild pitch after retiring the first 5 batters he faced. Now a double by Smith and a wild pitch moving Smith to third. So now the High Wheelers 90 feet away from trying to take the lead. Banks 1 for 3 tonight with a double. So 3-3, top half of the 8th inning. Banks 4 hits over his last 4 games. And the pitch to Kirkland, and that's hit foul up along third. And the count's at 1 ball and 1 strike now to Kirkland Banks. Tanner Smith at third base. 3-3, top of the 8th. 1 ball, 1 strike pitch. Blown away ball 2. So the count moves down to 2 balls and 1 strike with Mason Minzy on deck. Good one here tonight. We had what turned out to be a good one last night, even though the end result wasn't what the High Wheelers wanted. Banks takes up an end, and that is ball 3. Three balls and 1 strike to count to Banks. 3-3, top of the 8th inning. 3 ball, 1 strike pitch, and Banks takes, and that hits the inner half of the plate, strike 2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes the count. With Minzy on deck. 3-2 the count to Banks. Big moment here. Kirkland resting that bat just above his back shoulder. Dibble set. And the 3-2 here. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pitch down and away gets Banks. And Dibble works around the 2-out runner at third. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left. We move to the bottom of the 8th inning, 3-3. Yolo and Idaho Falls on YouTube Live and on Flow Sports. On we go to the bottom half of the 8th inning. It is 3-3, Yolo and Idaho Falls. Jack Zalaski comes on to do the pitching for Yolo, his first appearance of the series through the Sacramento State product. So J.C. Ariza tonight for Yolo, 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks, a strikeout, a homer, and he committed a balk. So Wyatt, Rogers, and Barrera, 2-3-4 to face Zalaski. And Jack's first pitch off speed delivery to Wyatt, taken for a strike. No balls and a strike. Wyatt tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk as Zalaski deals, and that's low and in for a ball, 1-1. Jack's record 2 wins, 1 loss, 13th team high appearance, all out of the bullpen. ERA is at 7.5. As Zalaski, great pants up to his knees, delivers, and a fastball swing and a miss, strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So for Yolo, 3 runs, 9 hits, and no errors as Wyatt swings and chops this one towards second to his right. Lede up with a baseball, and he will throw to Figueiredo at first, and Wyatt is out. 1 down. And now it's Trevor Rogers who comes up. Yolo, 3 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Idaho Falls, 3 runs, 6 hits. And we're posting 1 error. I'm not sure where that 1 error was for Idaho Falls. Have to do a little digging on that. Well, worry about that later. Now it's Rogers 0 for 3. Zalaski deals and a breaking ball, and that's taken for a strike on the inside corner. And the count's at no balls and 1 strike to Trevor Rogers. 3-3 bottom of the 8th. Then Rogers swings and grounds this one toward second. A step to his left. Lede up with a baseball, and he throws to Figueiredo at first. 2 out on a couple of ground balls to the second baseman and Bobby DeLay. Bobby Ludday. So 2 down quickly in the 8th inning. And now it's Barrera who will come to the plate to face Zalaski, 6'1", 200 pounds, the Sacramento native, and Zalaski's 23 years old. Second year of pro ball. Now Barrera, he is 2 for 3. And the pitch on the way to Barrera, and that's taking low, ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes the count, and right back to the plate. And Barrera swings and rips this ball to left field, a base hit. Ball picked up on 1 hop by the left fielder Kirby, so Barrera the go-ahead run. He is at first base now. So in this series, back-to-back 3-hit games for Barrera. And when you combine what he did last Sunday here against Boise, now 3 straight 3-hit games for Barrera. He now has 6 3-hit games this year. And now Gonzalez digs in. He is 0 for 3, and he takes low, ball 1. And the count's a 1 ball and no strikes. So Barrera, the runner at first base, being held on by Figueiredo. 3-3, bottom of the 8th. Next pitch outside, ball 2. So now 2 balls and no strikes the count. And obviously Zalaski not a whole lot of wiggle room here. 2 balls, no strikes the count. And the kick and the pitch, and that's taken to the knees, strike 1. And the count now at 2 balls and 1 strike. Mentioned Zalaski, first appearance of this series. Last time Zalaski worked was last Saturday at home against Oakland, as a breaking ball is swing and a miss, but taken out for second and stealing that easily without a throw. Barrera slides into second base, so give him a steal. And now the possible go-ahead run is at second base. Of course, he's going to be off on contact, so base hit into the outfield could give the Chukars the lead. So the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. By the way, the stolen base there for Barrera. That is his 5th this season. Barrera now at second. And the 2-2, and that's blown away. Good block there by the catcher, Minzy. Gonzalez is grounded out 3 times. He's grounded out 3 times tonight. Twice he is grounded out to the first baseman, Figueiredo. So Barrera, the possible go-ahead run at second. 3-3, bottom of the 8th. And the kick and the pitch swung on, and that's poked toward first. Grabbed by Figueiredo, underhand toss. The pitcher, Zalaski, gets to first just ahead of Gonzalez. Well, 3rd time tonight, as Gonzalez is out, 3rd time tonight that Gonzalez has hit a ball on the ground to the first baseman, Figueiredo. So it's been, aside from a ground ball out to second, it's been 3-1, 3-1. Sounds like a tennis match. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and a man left. We go to the 9th, 3-3, Yolo and Idaho Falls. When we get back, Idaho Falls will have Stephen Ordorica come on to do the pitching on YouTube Live. Well, we got to the top of the ninth inning. It is 3-3. Yolo and Idaho Falls. And Braden Blackford is going to pinch hit for Mason Minzy to open the top of the ninth inning. Steven Odorica, the new pitcher. Sidearm offering. The first pitch of Braden Blackford, the pinch hitter, ripped toward right center field. That's going to get down and roll for a while. A base hit, likely more. Far to his right, Iatone, the right fielder, up with the ball, gets it in towards second. And Braden Blackford opens the top of the ninth inning with a pinch hit double. So Blackford, as I said, pinch hitting for Minzy. And Braden Blackford coming in at .316 with 5 homers and 20 RBIs. Has a pinch double, and now he will be lifted for the pinch runner in Kyle Guerra. So Guerra, who pinch ran last night and scored a run, well, hoping to do the same thing here. In fact, last night when Guerra pinch ran, he pinch ran to the ninth and scored the tying run. He'd like to score the go-ahead run here. So Blackford does his job pinch hitting, coming through with a double. And now the top of the Yolo order for the 5th time for the center fielder, Braylon Skinner. He is 1 for 3, a double and a run scored. 3-3 top of the ninth, possible bunt situation. Mentioned Odorica pitched last night. 5'10", 165 pounds. And that pitch bunted right out in front of the mound. Odorica up with it, and nothing he can do with it. Odorica, they say nothing he can do with it. He threw toward the third baseman and Gonzalez, but Gonzalez, well, what's the call here? Well, actually, he threw to third, and out at third with a dive is Guerra. 1-5 on the fielder's choice, so that is a major first out right there. And now it's Braylon Marine who bats, and he is 3 for 4 tonight. So the runner at first is now Skinner. Now Skinner also has good speed, but instead of a runner at third and 1 out, or maybe first and third and nobody out, it's a runner at first and 1 out. Marine, a couple of singles, a triple, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. And the pitch, Braylon Marine swung on. Hit up the middle, throw to center field, a base hit. Skinner touches second. He is on his way to third. He will stop there, standing up, and Braylon Marine has a 4-hit night. He is 4 for 5. That's his second game this year of at least 4 hits. Remember, had a 5-hit game. Not last night, but the Tuesday prior at home against Oakland. So Marine now 3 singles and a triple this evening, and now it's Bobby Leday who comes up. Again, calling these games remotely, I did not have the camera work is not good, and I'm going to apologize for making excuses, but it's not. Or trying to explain it. It's not an excuse, really. It's a fact. The camera angle's not good. The bunt was back to the pitcher, Odorica. Looked like he didn't do anything with it, but the camera pulled away, and they actually got the out at third. Now Leday a chance to give the High Wheelers the lead, and he swings and misses at a high fastball 0-1. Leday is 0 for 3 with a sac fly. He's got a chance at a sac fly here. So that bunt by Skinner, Guerra, the pinch runner, was out 1-5 on a fielder's choice at third base. Well, Leday obviously trying to at least trying to get a fly ball deep enough. So you got good speed on the bases. Skinner at third and Marine at first. As I said, Leday's got 1 sac fly tonight. I'm sure he wouldn't mind another right here. 3-3 top of the ninth inning. As Odorica comes set. And the pitch, Leday swings and he flies one high to right field. We'll see if this is deep enough. Iatone to his right makes the catch. Tagging from third is Skinner, and he'll score easily standing up. The throw comes in towards second. Marine holds it first, and Bobby Leday comes through. His second sacrifice fly tonight. And the Yolo High Wheelers in the top of the ninth inning have grabbed a 4-3 lead. 30th run batted in now for Leday. Now, Odorica left that ball up off the plate, and Leday just very simply went with the pitch. So Marine holds it first. Now it's Jose Gonzalez, who is 1 for 3 with a walk. And Oderica's sidearm delivery is swing and a miss, strike one. And the count's at no balls and one strike. Oderica, capital Ordorica. Again, 5'10", 165 pounds, 25 years old, delivers. And Gonzalez swinging a foul to the backstop, strike two. No balls, two strikes. I'm sure the High Wheelers would love another run right here. Facing Steven Oderica. Yolo 4. Here in the top half of the ninth, sidearm delivering. Gonzalez swings and misses at a fastball, strike three. And he is out. So Oderica, and now his ninth game as a pro baseball player, strikes out Gonzalez. But Yolo takes the lead in the ninth, all set up by the Blackford pinch hit double. And later the Leday sac fly. Obviously, Marine gets credit for that single as well to advance the runner. One run for Yolo. There were two hits, no errors. And one man left. Last chance for Idaho Falls. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning. It's Yolo 4 and Idaho Falls 3 on YouTube Live. Last chance for last chance for Idaho Falls, I should say, as we go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Yolo 4, Idaho Falls 3. And Connor Langrell will try and close this one tonight for Yolo. He does have one save. One win, no losses. 13th appearance, all out of the bullpen. So Jack Zalaski tonight for Yolo. One shutout inning, allowed one hit. So it'll be Zade Walker to lead it off, then Boning and Corliss, 6, 7, and 8 to face Langrell. First appearance of the series, and the first pitch taken high, ball one. And the count is at 1 ball and no strikes from Langrell. 6'4", 230 pounds as Thompson swings, and he flies this one into center field. Back a few steps to make the catch, Braylon Skinner. And Zade Walker is out, so pretty economical there. Two pitches to get one out, one down, 4-3 in favor of the Yolo High Wheelers. And now the man who tied the game in the 7th inning comes up here in the 9th with a chance to tie it. Brandon Boning, who had a 2-run homer in the 7th. Boning came on in the 7th inning came on in the 5th inning to pinch run for Noah Gent. And the first pitch outside, ball one. 1 ball and no strikes. The count to Boning, whose home run, as I said, went out toward left field. 4-3 Yolo, bottom of the 9th inning. Which in Langrell, first appearance of this series. 1 ball and no strikes the count. Langrell high set, first year of pro ball, and the pitch swung on, and that's fly to center field. Should be routine for Braylon Skinner. Waiting for it, plenty of room out there, and he's got it 2 down, so back-to-back fly balls to center. And now Idaho Falls is down to its last out, and instead of the catcher Corliss, we're going to see a pinch hitter in Jacob Jablonski, who started last night, was 0 for 3 an evening ago, played left field, so he will pinch hit here as the last hope for Idaho Falls, with 2 out in the bottom of the 9th inning, and a 4-3 lead for Yolo, trying to even this series. 295 for Jablonski. He has 4 home runs, and he's got 20 runs batted in. Of course, he's the tying run. And again, Langrell, chance for a second save, and the pitch low inside, ball 1. And the count's at 1 ball and no strikes to Jablonski, who takes, and that's a strike on the inside corner. 1-on-1. Langrell, if he can save this game, it would be his first save since May 29th in a Yolo 3-2 win against Grand Junction. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch, and that's low in, ball 2. So now 2 balls and 1 strike to count. From Langrell. So 2-1 the count. Jablonski bends those knees. Langrell delivers, and that's very high, and that's ball 3. So now 3 balls and 1 strike to Jacob Jablonski. I bet they call him JJ. Just going to guess. There you do that. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. And the pitch, and Jablonski swings and misses, trying to tie it there. Strike 2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Jablonski. We talked about him last night. Played college ball at both Arkansas State and then later at Chico State. So now Idaho Falls down to its last strike. So 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. With 2 out. Hardy waits on deck. Obviously, Yolo would like to keep him on deck. High Wheelers have dropped 3 in a row for the 2nd time this year. The kick in the 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Breaking ball gets him, and the ball game is over. And Yolo holds on and wins this one tonight by a count of 4-3. So Connor Langrell, a 1-2-3 9th inning, and his first strikeout tonight is his last strikeout tonight. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. Final score this evening, Yolo 4 and Idaho Falls 3. I will be back with the final totals in just a moment. Final score tonight, it was the Yolo High Wheelers 4 and the Idaho Falls Chukars 3. Here are the final totals. First for the victorious Yolo High Wheelers, who are now 15 and 14. 4 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and 9 left. For the Idaho Falls Chukars, who dropped to 12 and 20. 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 5 left. Jack Zalaski, he is the winning pitcher tonight for Yolo. He is now 3 and 1. Connor Langrell, his second High Wheeler save. And the loss to Stephen Oderica of Idaho Falls. And his record drops now 1 and 1. Time of tonight's game, 2 hours and 34 minutes. We did not get a crowd count. So we have found the Idaho Falls error, and apparently the very first batter of the game, I mentioned it was a ball that was hit just past the Idaho Falls second baseman at the time, Noah Gent, and then the ball just kind of deadened out in right field. And by the time the Idaho Falls right fielder in Trevor Johnson came and picked up the ball, Kevin Johnson came and picked up the ball, Braylon Skinner was at second base. Apparently the ruling was that the ball went through the legs of the second baseman Gent, and Skinner, seeing that, hustled all the way to second. So the error was on the first play. The game was an E4. So the High Wheelers in that first inning ended up with 1 hit, and Idaho Falls had 1 error, which meant there were 2 earned runs charged to Nauman, the starting pitcher, not 3. So anyway, the High Wheelers, after losing last night, got back at it here this evening, and Dawson Lane took the mound for Yolo, and Yolo scored a run in the first after Skinner reached on that 2-base error. Braylon Marine extended his hitting streak and singled to right. 16-game hitting streak now for Marine. Came through with 4 hits tonight, did Braylon Marine. He was 4 for 5, 3 singles, a triple, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. His second game this year of at least 4 hits. Also that 5-hit game a couple of weeks ago. So Marine now 24 RBIs this year. So that Yolo scored a run in the first inning to make it 1-0. Then in the third, it was Alejandro Figueiredo with an RBI single to right. That scored Marine, who had singled to open the inning. So it was 2-0 Yolo. It stayed that way going to the 7th. And then after Dawson Lane's 6 strong innings, then J.C. Ariza came into the ball game, and things changed then because it was Theo Walker who led off, or Zade Walker, who led off with a single to left. Right after that, it was the second baseman, Brandon Boning, who came up and ripped a 2-run homer to left field against Ariza to tie the game at, that tied the game at 3. It was actually Lane allowed 1 run in the 5th, but that in the 7th inning, that made it 3-3. So it was 3-3 going to the 9th. I'm thinking, well, we're going to have another possible knockout round game. But the High Wheelers got busy in the 9th. Pinch hitter Braden Blackford led off with a double. Then, after Yolo went to the top of its order for the 5th time, center fielder Braylon Skinner tried to sacrifice Blackford to third, however, bunted the ball back to the pitcher Oderica, who threw to the third baseman Roberto Gonzalez, who tagged out Blackford 1-5 on the fielder's choice. And instead of a runner at third and less than 2 outs, there was a runner at first and 1 out. Braylon Marine then singled to center. That moved Skinner to second on Marine's 4th hit. That moved Skinner to third, and that set up the second baseman, Bobby Leday, who had a sacrifice fly in the 5th. We had a sacrifice fly here in the 9th. And the sacrifice fly was Leday's second sac fly of the game, and that made it 4-3 Yolo. Leday now with the team high 31. Runs batted in. Connor Langrell then came on in the 9th, and it was a pretty easy 9th inning. Fly ball to center, strikeout swinging, and that ended the game. And Yolo ends up winning this evening 4-3. So Dawson Lane, unfortunately, nothing to show for it, despite a good outing tonight for Lane. He worked 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run earned. He walked 3, struck out 4, offered a wild pitch. J.C. Ariza, 1 inning, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. No walks, a strikeout, allowed the game-tying homer and a balk. Jack Zalaski gets the win, 1 shutout inning, 1 hit, and Connor Langrell 1 inning, a perfect inning in the 9th with a strikeout. The Idaho Falls pitchers, Tyler Nauman, 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. He walked 3 and struck out 4. Tyler Dybel, 2 shutout innings for the Hawaiian, 1 hit, 1 strikeout and a wild pitch. And Steven Oririca allowing what turned out to be the game-deciding hit and a run in the 9th inning. He went 1 inning, allowed 2 hits, 1 runner, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Zalaski, the winner for Yolo, 3-1. Langrell, his second High Wheelers save, and Oderica, the loss for Idaho Falls. He is 1-1. 2 hours and 34 minutes this game took, and again, we did not get a crowd count this evening, but Yolo ends up winning this one by a score of 4-3, and the series is now even at 1. So we will now turn the page on to tomorrow night. Back with you at 6 o'clock Pacific time, and the first pitch will be at 6:05. Sean Gamelin, he will get the baseball tomorrow night for the Yolo High Wheelers, the right-hander, and he will be opposed by Garrett Van Deventer, the lefty for Idaho Falls. 6 o'clock on YouTube Live, and we look forward to having you join us. Great job by Michael Sapel helping put this one together tonight. Again, the final score this evening, Yolo 3 and Idaho Falls 2. Doug Greenwald saying goodnight.